Pull up my chat here. Oh, you know what I could also do? Huh. Can't remember how to get my chat up on screen. Mic check. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Sorry about the clipping here. Hey, what's going on, Hunter? This seems a little better. No, the lighting situation isn't the best. I just really wanted to try out just a basic stream playing this on OG hardware. No emulation, just kind of gaming the way Arceus intended. And so we're here. Got a little tripod to sort of mount onto the desk. Let's see, did you ever get my DM on Discord? I probably got it, but I might not have checked. I can check now, though. Let's see, this is where 25. How much would you pay for it, including shipping? Is it wrong of me to say I would consider buying it just to see how easy it is to crack a tag slab? um, I could consider buying that for maybe 5 ship on top. Hey, the 9 months. Thanks, Hunter. Appreciate you. Well, I mean, if I'm buying it, literally, I feel like I could not stop myself from just being like, let me just see. Especially if I can do it with my left hand, considering my rheumatoid arthritis. If I could crack a tag slab, then it definitely ain't that strong. So I will say, the save battery works. However, my internal battery has run dry, so I can't grow berries, which is sad. Very sad. But hey, we're still holding a save. I just can't rely on my berry trees to ever grow. Currently, we are just grinding up our team to get our first badge. I just started a new file within the past couple days. I've been playing casually in between work and other such travels. Been keeping it handy with me, just like the old days. Keep it. Got a little bag. Found a nice little Champion shoulder bag that is big enough to hold my 3DS and my SP. And I got that thing for $3.99 at a Bell's. Sorry, at a Ross. Yeah, Ross Dress for Less. $3.99 for a nice Champion. Here, I'll grab it here. This bag right here with the nice little embroidered top. Good size too. Big enough to hold my 3DS and the SP inside. Only $3.99 for that bag. Got my little Flareon pin on there as well. In one of the premium collections. Oh. Welcome in, Alice. Thank you for the lurks. I got some work ahead of me today, but I just felt like going live for a little bit, sharing some of the OG vibes, seeing if anybody wants to come in and chat, talk about how their day is going. Let me know if you can hear the music all right. If not, I'll move the mic closer. I can just check real quick. See how audio is for the stream. Maybe hear it faintly. BRB, no problem, Hunter. Taking a break from leveling some of my other ones, trying to get on my what is it? Not Pavilion. Pavilion is XY. Beautifly. Get the Beautifly going soon. Not that it'd be very great against the Rock Gym, but it should have some grass moves that can help out other than just the grass dependence from my Shroomish, which I named Cybinthia. And we're going to have a little bit of a water help from Wingull here. Those are going to be the main ones carrying me through Roxanne. Chose Torchic for my starter. I was going to go Mudkip, but I always go with the water option. I feel like water is the easy route. You know, it's just generally a little easier, especially in late game too. Swampert just crushes with like the water ground type. So kind of wanted to try out some firefighting stuff and see how Blaziken handles Elite Four. Grab some water here. Oh, them, of course. Last person on the team here. Person? Pokemon? Pokemon on the team here. Little bug tape. Bro, tell me why I try logging into an old account and then I get locked out. Had to delete everything, and it's not like I wanted to talk to my old friend on it. I don't know how you'd have to delete everything. Sheesh. Been alright, Alice. Trying to get money to pay shipping from Belgium. Sheesh. Miami Game Hunter, welcome in. Not gonna lie, best way to play GBA games is on the GameCube's Game Boy player. Yeah, I definitely know that. I need to get my hands on a GameCube again. Last GameCube I had was my childhood GameCube. I say childhood, but I was an older teen at that time. I bought that thing with my own money. It was the first console I ever bought with my own money. And the first game I bought for that was Tony Hawk Underground. Good times, man. Good times. Paper Mario was great too. I still have Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door for GameCube somewhere in this apartment. I found it a while ago, and I was like, sick. It's scratched to shit, but I'm hanging on to this. Yeah, I used to be a very big retro game collector. I sort of a long time ago started dumping all of my retro games, a lot of my comic books and stuff like that, and got myself a car, and then also started getting back into TCGs with some of that money. There's definitely some games I miss that I wish I would have hung on to, like Earthbound, Chrono Trigger for the SNES. I miss those games sometimes. Chrono Trigger I held on to for a lot longer. Um, I mean, I was happy with the price I got on them, though. I mean, my copy of Earthbound was pretty beat, considering how cosmetically flawed my cartridge was. I got almost 250 out of selling it, so I was really happy with that price. True that. My favorite games were Coliseum and Pokemon, of course, man. I definitely gotta get a Game Boy player, but that's like so much more expensive. My GameCube I sold to there was a single mother with a kid who I knew. My abuela used to watch her son, and they had just gotten to a new house, and he didn't have much in terms of games. So I sold her my GameCube and all of my games for only $50 because I that was all she had. Hey, what's popping, Glenn? Hope you're having a good day. Wasn't working UPB, it's the universe. Yeah, sometimes the universe is against us, but sometimes the universe is against us for good reasons. Try to find a silver lining. See if maybe there's a reason why that happened that would be good and beneficial. Maybe it turns your focus and attention towards more important things. Rowan, welcome in. Hi, hope you're having a good day. I used to be a little quick to react to bad things happening. I'm getting a lot better at taking a moment to assess why something bad could happen. And more often than not, if I take that time, I often see that there was something else that was more important that I was not focusing on. And usually something bad happened on a particular focus of mine because it was not the important focus of the moment. Oddly enough, universe works in strange ways sometimes. That's how crazy the TCG market is. Not, I'll stick to video games. Those resellers are making absolute fools of themselves. I mean, honestly, Miami Game Hunter, it's not the resellers who are making fools of themselves. It's the people who are paying those prices. The resellers are only reacting to a market that is buying. Everybody likes to talk crap about the scalpers, but it's a lot harder to look at the buyers and say, hey, y'all are the problem right now. You guys are making the market what it is. A prismatic ETB is not market price $150. That's what dumb people are willing to spend on it. But that's really hard to say. And it's even harder when you have friends who have businesses that they have surrounding it, and whether it's their primary job or not, when you start a business surrounding cards, there's like not necessarily an incentive because there's a profit incentive, but there's somewhat of an obligation to stock product, and it's hard not to stock product when there's a new release and everybody wants it. And if they're willing to pay the price, it's not necessarily the seller's fault. I mean, definitely scalpers who don't have a storefront, whether it's a brick and mortar or an online store, they're a big problem. But it's an even harder problem to navigate when you have a legitimate business you're running and you have people who are willing to buy at those exorbitant prices. It's all this. the market right now is in such a complicated place. It's not as simple as saying don't buy from scalpers. It's so hard, man. If you can get it at retail, get it at retail. This is what my personal opinion. I am not ripping at these prices. And even if I could, the dopamine rush is simply not there for me anymore. I don't get anything out of opening packs anymore unless it's a new set at release, and I don't have the option of buying singles yet. Because ripping is fun, but ripping packs is not the hobby. This is the hobby too. People forget there are video games. People forget there's an anime you could watch. I rebought DVDs of the original Pokemon anime. The original Indigo League. I rebought the Johto Champions. I almost bought what was it? The XY series, because I've never even watched the XY series, but I saw the complete XY series in Walmart like yesterday. Almost bought it, but it was like $50. APB, all I'm saying is, if you're my ex or ex-hubby, you a scalper. Let's go get some grinding. I'm not a scalper, I'm a grinder. It's just as bad at yard sales these days. It's like the old days of Black Friday and everything. Yep. Even worse when you have people who like truly don't know what they have, and there's someone there who's willing to take them. Just be like, oh my God, this idiot doesn't know that this card's worth $200, and I'm gonna give him $10 for it. Or this whole binder's worth $1,000. I'm gonna see if I can get it for $20, $50. It's like, brother, you're my bro, not a scalper. Oh no, I know I'm not a scalper, but I definitely was a part of the problem. I was definitely a part of the problem, especially with how bad the boom was. I had made it a point to say like, hey, I'm gonna admit to myself that I have a problem. I am gambling. That's what it is essentially. I'm overbuying packs because I lack a sense of happiness in my own life, and I'm trying to seek value out of opening a pack, even if it's not that I'm planning on selling the expensive card I pull. I just had trouble finding value in myself and my surrounding life. And it was much easier to catch a dopamine rush off of opening a pack and pulling a valuable card, maybe. And then, intrinsically, I could find value in myself because I pulled this valuable card. And that could make me feel good. And I'll be honest, it stopped working. And I knew it stopped working when I pulled a big expensive card. And I did not pull it on the channel. I recorded it, but I don't know how to upload the video because my mental state was not good. I was not talking happy. I was just being negative and saying this is my last opening and recording a video saying, hey, I'm not happy with any of this. And then I pulled a big card and literally I felt nothing. I'm not going to say what the card is. I don't want to even, I might make a video discussing why I'm stepping back from opening packs and why everybody else should too, but it's not the hobby. And we make the hobby what it is for ourselves. There are other ways we can enjoy our time in Pokemon than worrying about a lack of supply or an overabundance of resellers. While everybody else is clamoring, spending their money, trying to overspend on brand new product that shouldn't be priced at what it is, remind yourself there's an entire market going on in singles that is not being paid attention to because people are utilizing all their funds to overspend ripping new product that they shouldn't be overspending on. Use this to your advantage. If you've been sleeping on grabbing some singles that you like and they're still affordable, pick them up. Build your binders. If you have, some nice cards that look gradable and you've been slacking on sending them off to grade because you've been buying too many packs, take a step back from ripping and start sending some cards off. Get a submission history for yourself. If that's what you want to do in the hobby, do that. If you want to buy singles, do that. I've been going back. I bought this Game Boy Advance SP. It was $130, but I got it at a local game store near me. I supported my local. Bought this Game Boy Advance SP. I didn't buy this copy of Ruby, but I bought a copy of Pokemon Sapphire. It was $110, but it has a new battery and it works. The only reason I'm playing Ruby right now is because this is a copy of Ruby that I actually did not think worked anymore. I have a Game Boy operator, which I'll grab that real quick to show you guys. I bought this thing so that I could play. Oh, let me get this cat hair off it. I bought this thing from Epilogue. It's called the Epilogue Playback, aka the Game Boy Operator. This is a nifty little contraption that works by USB-C. You just plug it into your computer and you can play your games, your original cartridges, on your computer. Now, it does use an emulator core, so the one that is preloaded is MGBA, that you'll play that on through your computers. However, I could not get some of my cartridges to work on that thing, including this copy of Pokemon Ruby. I cleaned the pins pretty well, and I felt like maybe it didn't. I'll show you the cartridge here after this battle. I'll show you. It'll be obvious when you see this cartridge why I didn't think it was going to work. Here, let's just kill this Zigzagoon, catch a level up real quick. If you have the Game Shark, you can unlock some of the hidden content. Oh, this thing comes preloaded with all the cheats for all the games. If you plug in a game, any cheats like that are pretty much there are going to be available for you to just turn on in a side menu. If it doesn't have any cheats available in it, you can find them online and add them in. I could have all shiny encounters if I want. I could do all those things without the Game Shark. Here, let's save real quick. I want you to see this copy of Pokemon Ruby because this thing has been through it. So first thing you'll see is it does not have a label. It is also broken. I cleaned the pins as best I could, but you can see there's a lot of just damage to the pins. You know, they're not terrible, but there's definitely a lot of parts where the pins were heavily corroded, and I stripped away some of the corrosion just using a simple, like, a little metal scraping tool. I didn't apply much pressure to the pins. I kind of just pushed down finger weight and then dragged it across until I felt less resistance. Then I would isopropyl alcohol and clean it off as best I could. I could not get this to work in the Game Boy operator. Now that I know the trick, I probably could get it to work in here. But the thing is, to get it to work, I had to not push it in all the way until it clicks. I had to push it in until it was flush, but not that final millimeter. As long as it's flush and I don't push it in, that final millimeter, it'll start up every time. And surprisingly, the battery was still holding my previous save. I erased that game, started a new file, and saved over it. And it held that one. I left it on for a night, or not on for a night, but I left it for a night, came back to the next day, turned it on. It was still holding a file. I mean, the day and night cycle doesn't work. So I am still glad I bought that copy of Sapphire. But man, it kind of sucked to spend like $109 on a copy of Sapphire at a game store, then come home and start re-cleaning pins again, and then just going, let me just try this one in here. And I you not, first try, it worked. You told me the old file on Sapphire was... Oh, I'll show you right now. So hold on, let me grab Sapphire real quick. I'll leave this on until I get back. Let me go grab it. It's honestly mind-boggling to think that there's content in these games that's permanently locked away because they were for mystery gift events. Well, if you like you said with the Game Shark, there's ways of reactivating those mystery gifts. There's also cartridges you can buy specifically that have mystery gifts, like just mystery gift cartridges that they had for events that you could. They're expensive. They're very expensive, but there's also people who have them who can sort of you can pay them. Yeah, the DS ones, the GameStop employees. Yeah, there's ones for the Game Boy Advance too. I'm pretty sure. I think I've seen something. Woo! Almost knocked my light down. Back in two shakes. Let me get that sapphire. I do need some new batteries. I have two copies of Pokemon Gold, one without a label and one that is in nicer condition, but they don't have save files. Same Pokemon Silver. I need to get new batteries. And the Pokemon Silver copy is actually my childhood copy of Pokemon Silver, so I definitely want to get that one working. Oop. Hold on. There we go. A little blowy never fails. It's got Player Hunter, time, 110 hours. Pokedex, only 37 Pokemon. So they basically, whoever played this game, they went into it knowing exactly what kind of team they wanted. They didn't mess around trying to catch them all. They went for exactly the Pokemon they wanted to catch. And then they just spent their time grinding them up. Here's a team. They got, wait, not Fly. Can't use that here. They named all their Pokemon after foods, too. They got Marshmallow, the Altaria, Frittata, the Crobat, Thunder. That's the only one not named after a food. I noticed. Never mind. They're not all foods. Thunder, the Magneton. Taco, the Walrein. Waffles, the Sceptile. That's the team. Oh, and Big Blue, the Wailord. Also not a food. Careful Nature, met at level 35. Adamant Nature, met at level 5. Naughty Nature, naughty by nature. It's always my favorite one is Naughty. So I'm like, ha, naughty by nature. That's a group. They sang songs. Timid Nature, Mild Nature, Quirky Nature. They saved right here before the Elite Four. Let's check the items here. Oh no, I could check that in summary, I guess. Quick Claw, King's Rock, Silk Scarf, Mystic Water, Miracle Seed, no Helldive. Could try to beat this one, but I already named this Pokemon Ruby for the stream. I don't feel like going back and changing the title. And I don't want to have people go, wait a minute, this isn't what it is. Also, I kind of just want to beat Roxanne here, so we're going to... I'll do another stream maybe later. Before I erase this save file, I will try to beat the Elite Four with this team as best I can. Hold on. Very carefully. There we go. Let's see, easy to forget, but until the Johto remakes came out, so from Gen 3 through half of Gen 4, it was extremely difficult to find Johto Pokemon because players couldn't transfer Pokemon from Gen 2. Correct, actually, yeah. There was no easy way to transfer from SP back from the older consoles. I mean, I think no, yeah, because you couldn't transfer the Gen 2 Pokemon to Fire Red either. I don't believe. And how are kids supposed to know all the mechanics to transfer them from Coliseum? I mean, yeah, kids, it's especially that time, it was hard to get information, hard to find information. You had to wait for things to get put up online still because the internet was still very much in its infinitesimal, just a burgeoning growth phase where people still had to learn like what was what and how to share the information out. Just have this back here. Russell! Where do you see Yoshi? Yoshi! Just imagine this was 7 years in real time. Yeah, 7 years. Christ. But at that time, though, it wasn't as big of a deal, you know? There wasn't like this huge thing of like, oh, I want to pull these over. People were just happy to have something, and they kept what it was as it was. If they wanted to play with their Pokemon on the old game, they went back and they played on the old game. Or they had already deleted that file and caught new Pokemon and started a new file, and it was what it was. It was easier to just take things as they were. Whereas as the internet came to grow and as knowledge and intelligence shared and stuff like that, and people were also, kind of spoiled in a way. That's where people were more entitled and cared enough to be like, I should be able to use these and reuse. I want to bring up one of my Pokemon from my older games and bring it to a new game and do all this. It's like back then, man, when we didn't know how to do stuff, we just that's the way it was, and we were still happy with it. Back in my day, we couldn't move our Pokemon from Pokemon Crystal on over into the Gen 3 games, and we didn't care. We loved it. We just played the Gen 3 as a Gen 3, and we played the Gen 2 as the Gen 2. Yeah, it was a good time. We didn't complain. We were happy just to have games. Friends and I called it the Dark Age of Johto. I mean, hell, people forget, but and I don't know how widespread it was necessarily, but it was not a good time. Also, if you had Pokemon Crystal, in my personal experience, I had Pokemon Crystal 3 different times. There was an issue where if you bought that game in store, they shipped out huge waves of that game that they did not change the batteries in before shipping them out. They had the tester batteries that they used to simply test games and see if they hold save files, and they were supposed to change those batteries to fresh new batteries. They did not do that. They just shipped out the games with the half dead tester batteries. So by the time they reached stores, the batteries were already barely hanging on. So I didn't buy it. My mother bought me a copy of Pokemon Crystal as a young little lad. And my game only held a save file for a week. And of course, I was distraught. I was upset. I was so sad. I was like, no, my game's gone. And I started a new game. I thought maybe something happened where I didn't save right, or I pulled out the cartridge wrong and it deleted it. So I just started a new file, started a new game. I played for hours, got back up to where I was. I think I was just before the second gym, or just beat the second gym, and saved my game twice, turned it off, put it on charger, went to sleep. Or no, I think I still had a Game Boy Color at that time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was still on Game Boy Color, so I didn't even have. I wasn't charging it at that point. I just turned it off to sleep. Turned it on the next day. Save files gone again. I'm bawling, crying. Go to my mom. My game's broken. We need to take and get another one. Go back to the store. We exchange it. Get another copy of Crystal. After 3 days, my file was erased again. Immediately bawling again. Why is this happening again? Mom, my game won't save. She says, maybe you should get gold or silver, the other ones like your older brother had. I refuse. I'm adamant. No, I want Crystal. I want Crystal. Because there's different stuff and the sprites move. I was like, no, I want Crystal. So for a third time, we return it, get a copy of Crystal, and this time I don't even bother playing a whole bunch of the game. I just play up to a certain point. I save the game, I turn it off, come back in an hour, I check it. It's still there. I play for a little while longer, turn it off for an hour, come back, game was deleted. Bawling, crying again, go back to the store in the same day we got it, and I broke and got Pokemon Silver instead. So the course of 2 weeks, I went through 3 copies of Crystal. Just imagine being one of the few people who actually got one of the special Pokemon from the NYC Center just to lose that Pokemon when the battery died. Dude, I would have lost my mind even harder. If I had actually had access to a mystery gift situation and gotten a special, different Pokemon, I'd have been. Ooh. Just go for Bullet Seed. You're a little wormy. Eat some seeds. I can relate. I lost the mystery gift Mew that I got at Toys R Us in 2004. I gotta remember right, but I'm fairly certain because that's the same reason I haven't restarted a new file in my copy of Pokemon White. Everybody likes to act like, oh, but that game doesn't save to the cartridge. It saves to the SD card. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It saves to the DS cart. I don't know who told you that. Maybe for the later games, maybe for 3DS. I don't know. But I originally played my copy of Pokemon White on a DSi that, as far as I know, did not have an SD card. And I'd never reused or moved over that SD card, to my knowledge. I'm pretty sure if I take that SD card out of my 3DS and I turn on that copy of Pokemon White, it's still going to have that save file. If I were to take that cartridge of Pokemon White and put it into a different 3DS or DS or DSi, whatever, it's still going to have that save file because it was saved to the cartridge. I do not want to lose my Victini. Unless someone can trade it, unless I can find someone to trade that Victini to and then have them trade it back, I don't want to start a new file on Pokemon White. For some reason, I really care about that Victini, man. I still have my save file from 6th grade on my Pokemon Sapphire. Dude, that's sick. I was just surprised this Ruby battery still held a save, man. I was shocked when I opened it up. I mean, it wasn't like an original file or anything. Unfortunately, the copy I originally played Gen 3 on was a borrowed cartridge. I kind of never got to play Gen 3 through the whole way. I borrowed Pokemon Ruby from a friend, He let me borrow it for like a little over a week, which is not really like, it kind of is enough time to beat the game, but not when you're a kid who has a bedtime and like school. Like if I had a week plus to play it, not while during school, like during spring break, maybe I could have beaten all 8 gyms if I locked in and took it seriously. But like, I didn't have that kind of time. I was appreciative though, at least, that he was like, you can delete my file and start your own. I don't care. And I was like, thanks, man. So I played the heck out of it for like a week, and then I gave it back to him. And that was that. And then that was the last time I ever played a Pokemon game. Because at that time, also, I was just a dumb kid who either had everything stolen from me or lost. So I lost my SP because that got stolen or broken. I can't remember. Also, I had moved on to like other game consoles and stuff like that. I moved out of handheld stuff and started getting into like PS2 and Xbox and Xbox 360 and the GameCube and all these other, better gaming consoles and platforms and all that. Kind of left handheld behind until Pokemon White came out. And I remember I legit bought that game, or before I bought that game, I was like, I need a DS to play it on. And my girlfriend at the time had a pink DSi that she had gotten from one of her little brother, little sisters, or something. And she didn't play it that much. I think she had planned to get a new one, or no, it wasn't a DS Lite, and she was getting a DSi, something like that. So she gave me her old little rose gold pink DS Lite, and I was like, sick. And I went and pre-ordered Pokemon White, picked it up. I also got actually, no, I think I got to check up the release date, but I think it was actually uh, Golden Sun 3 that came out for 3DS. That I was like, because Golden Sun, another game. I loved Golden Sun. I actually found a copy I bought a while ago. I don't know how it still works, but I got it to turn on, man. Could definitely play that sometime. That would be sick. Yeah, it was one or the other. Either I really wanted to play the Pokemon game and I got the 3DS from her and bought that game and that got me back into Pokemon, or I got the DS just to play the new Golden Sun and then also found out that a new Pokemon game was coming out and I was just like, "Oh my god, perfect. I already got the DS. I'm ready." To be honest, I think the definitive home experience is Emerald. Absolutely. Emerald is probably the best Pokemon game, period. If you don't count like maybe Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Well, let's not kill that. Let's get Wingale some levels up here. Get him, Wingale. Oh, arthritis and my thumb's hurting. Let me change the way I'm holding this here. Huge mistake the remakes did was ignoring most of Emerald's content. Yeah, absolutely. Like the Gen 4 ones ignored Platinum. Yeah. Pokemon was really good at ignorance. Still are. Like, anybody heard the take? There was a Pokeanny video that came out. Apparently, anybody who buys sealed booster boxes on Pokemon Center, they're not going to come to you sealed. They're going to rip the plastic off of the box before they ship it out. Brain dead choice, because they're not going to rip the plastic off the box for vendors and for distributors. Meanwhile, the distribution, the main big 3 distributors, are like practicing scalping practices right now. Like they're utilizing full scalp. They're doing it, man. But they're not seeing any pushback. They're not having their products opened for them. So what's to stop them from just upping the market? They're stopping the scalpers, but they're not stopping their own distributors and vendors from scalping. So they're not really doing anything. Because I totally agree with Pokeyani's take. Overall, the small scalpers who are like buying up Pokemon Center and stuff like that, they're making like the smallest impact on the market. The biggest impact that is being made on the market right now is from Southern Hobby and I forget the other two right now. But yet they're the ones who are really hurting. Small local stores, they're the ones who are really hurting vendors because they're charging 95 in ETB. And that's not all right. That's not okay. That's well over MSRP. They're pushing MSRP because they're greedy and they want more money. And that's not the way it should be. The only reason those cards are thousands of dollars is because they were manipulated to be that way. Oh no, I wasn't gonna poison sting. Please don't. Okay, we're good. Don't use a physical attack. We're good. All right, switch out. Oh, my Zagatha picked up something. We'll have to see what that is. Hopefully, it's a nugget. Get some money. It would be kind of sick to have a Zigzagoon in real life. You just like look down every now and then. And you're like, what do you got there, buddy? But is that a freaking diamond, buddy? Oh my god! Yes, yes, good Goonie, good little Gooner. What made Heart Gold and Soul Silver the best remakes and one of the best games in the franchise was both implementing the current gen's mechanics and weaving in crystals elements to the games. Absolutely. I only wish I would have bought Heart Gold Soul Silver when it came out. Around that time there was just a lot of other stuff going on. And also I was kind of that was around the time I think I I stopped caring more about like the current games. I started going back and before that time as well too. Like I started going back and buying like older consoles, older games, N64 games, SNES, NES. Man, I was playing like. Let me turn this off. Save some battery. I was busy playing. Let me leave it on. It's fine. Busy playing Earthbound and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES, getting mad at that game, playing Dragon Warrior for the NES, going back to SNES, playing like every classic I remember playing as a kid, and even the bad games I played as a kid. I was picking up comic books, and then, yeah, man, life comes at you fast, and now we're here. Oh man, that was probably the best time to get. It was, man. Earthbound I actually got as a Christmas gift from my brother. So that was free to me, but I think he said he had paid like between 60 and 80 bucks for it, which honestly, great price, even if it was a little beat. And Chrono Trigger I bought it on Amazon, I think. Amazon or eBay, and I got it for 50 bucks. It was such a clean cartridge. Such a good label. There was like a little nick on the label, but it was for 50 bones. I was like, bro, it works. I clean the pins and it plays. We're good. I messed around on the previous save file for a little bit, started a new game plus. And I ended up just going back and playing the game fully, just regular. Honestly, man, I never got the other endings though. I only got one of the endings, and I can't remember which ending I got. I think I got the good ending, but not the like the big. I remember it was so rough, dude. So hard to beat that ending boss, bro. My God, Chrono Trigger was an experience in so many ways. Great story, amazing music. Sheesh, brother. And a challenging game experience as well. I mean, there was a remake of it for the 3DS Miami Game Hunter. If I remember correctly, I want to say I actually bought that. Whatever happened to my Chrono Trigger for the 3DS? Oh, you know what? Man, you know what? I think I sold my copy of Chrono Trigger for the 3DS because I had bought the original cartridge and I was like, well, I can sell this to this guy for 40 bucks and then I can get these other two SNES games that I don't even remember now. I don't even remember what SNES games I bought, and I probably, I sold all of them. The only games I have left for NES are some of my childhood copies with like my name and my brother's name written on them, like Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario World. Probably have a couple others sitting around somewhere. But I sold off a lot of them at a Collecticon a few years back because I overspent on cards and I desperately needed to make back my car insurance and still have money for gas and food. Because like I had money for the car insurance, but I was like, oh, that's my gas and food money though, and then I'm only gonna have like $8. What did I do? Because I just went crazy buying packs and cards and slabs without thinking about my budget and my bills. Because cardboard can get away from you real quick. But even that one's worth 100 now, and it was for the DS. Yup. I mean, hell, I have a Pokemon White still with the box. Apparently, Pokemon White, if you have the case, you can get like from some people 150 complete in box with manuals and everything, at least 120 bucks. Oh wait, what am I doing? Oh well, we still won. 1 HP. Stubborn. Too stubborn to die. It's nothing compared to if you have ones for the gens 1 through 3. Yeah, I do. But they're not in great condition. I just got to get them opened up, change the batteries, a little bit of more love on the pins, and they'll be good to go. I have a copy of Fire Red, but I just cannot get it to start up. I managed to get it finally to have like the Nintendo logo pop up clean, and I was like, yes. And then it got to the Game Freak logo, the star shot across, and just went and just froze and kept glitching. And I was like, no, why? So close, we're getting there though. I feel if I give it a little bit more gentle, tender, loving care, clean those pins a little bit better, Fire Red will be operating. Oh, I wasn't paying attention because I was yapping. Can't escape. Oh no. Oh well. Here, let's Nugget. Burn up this bad bird that hurt your little sibling. Fire Red and Leaf Green are the definitive Kanto experience. If you ask me, Gen 1 was way too buggy, and the Let's Go ones are way too easy. I would agree with that. I still really want to get a working Gen 1 game, though. I bought a copy of Pokemon Blue pretty recently on eBay. It was a cosmetically flawed copy that didn't have a working save battery, but I was like, whatever, it's fine. I can save the files straight to my computer with my Game Boy operator. When the game came in, first thing I noticed is that the copy of the cartridge that I received was not the one that I had bought, because the one I had bought had tape across the top, and it was like beat. Like it definitely had some age to it. The copy of Pokemon Blue I had received had like a very clean, brand new label, very minimal wear on the cartridge. It looked very, very brand new. Oops, wrong door. And then the second thing I noticed about the cartridge, after I was like, oh, nice, only $50 and we got an even better quality cartridge. So I read on the right side of the label, it says, what it say? It was like, este lado hacer afuera, something like that. And I was like, that's Spanish for like this side out. And I was like, oh no, this is a Spanish copy. At first, I thought I was stupid and didn't pay well enough attention. And I thought, oh no, I didn't look at the post right. I selected the wrong copy because he had two different copies of the game. And I was like, oh no, I bought the wrong copy. No, the seller did not even have a Spanish copy listed at all. They ridiculously sent me a completely unlisted Spanish copy of Pokemon Blue. Luckily, I was able to refund it, return it, and get that money back. Even though they did try to sneakily only give a partial refund, even though I refunded it back after. They were like, yeah, full refund, send it back. Sent it back, and then they tried to give a partial refund without letting me keep the game. And I'm like, okay. That got handled, though. Received my full $50 and change. Plus, the Go games are remakes of Yellow, so you can't pick a starter. Absolutely, that's another issue. I still would like to get Let's Go. If I did get it, though, I'd probably get Let's Go Eevee. Just because, it's a little bit of a different experience from Yellow, but it's still the same. I don't know how much I'm really going to use Stubborn in a Roxanne battle, but kind of just doing some overall grinding. Also, I just want a fully finished evolution, and what I think a Beautifly is like level 16, level 17 or something. Can't quite remember. Back, and now I know not to shop on AliExpress. Yeah. I mean, there's some things you can get on AliExpress, but I wouldn't buy games unless you know you're buying a bootleg game. I watched a video the other day. I can't remember the name of the channel. It was like PokeJunk or something. He went and bought a bunch of games on AliExpress and like known bootlegs. Some of them though kind of cool. There was an N64 cartridge version of Pokemon Crystal, and I was like, you know what? That's kind of cool. If I had an N64, I'd play it. Stop watering my bug. Only thing I use it for is to transfer all my Gen 1 shinies from Go. Oh, true. I don't really play Pokemon Go much anymore. And I deleted it a while ago, even before Niantic was like, we're going to sell Pokemon Go. And I'm like, yeah, I already deleted your shit. I mean, honestly, from the get-go, Pokemon Go was just a government funded geomapping scam that they basically just took everybody's information and sold it. And the worst part is they had people pay them to build geomaps off of them and sell all their data. Tell me about it. Got locked out of my 6-year account. Yeah, well, I mean, it sucks for all the money you lost. But I will say, they were using us from the start, and I was playing the hell out of that game. I was running all over the place. I wasn't really using the AR because it burned more battery. But hey, man, they still had access to your camera, to where you go, how you get there, where you shopped, where you spent your time. They were taking all your data. And then very recently, all of that became redacted or unredacted to where they're like, yeah, this was all funded by the CIA. And Niantic openly shared all their users' data and all this stuff for geomapping. And I was like, that's crazy. Gonna get AZ Legends? Probably. I mean, unless that's gonna get scalped too. But they can't scalp the download market, so there's always that. I'm kind of interested to see how Pokemon Champions is gonna play out. It's probably one of the only good things from the last Pokemon Presents, if we're being candid. I didn't care for any of the other announcements. Like Mega Pokemon and the TCG are cool, but they can't make an app experience that is fun to like actually be a part of. TCG app falls apart every single update like clockwork, and they want to update it just before a large regional event where people would be deck testing, and then some of the biggest cards in play aren't working when people need to test new builds. Kind of inconvenient. And then the player base is almost completely brain dead. I do not get these people. It's like they don't think they deserve a playable card game app. They're like, what do you expect? It's just a deck testing tool. Why? Why is that your take? The MTG Arena works. MTG Online works. Master Duel works better than TCG Live, 100%. Works just fine. Why do you think you don't deserve a playable card game online? That just seems like a fake take, if you ask me. Stubborn is evolving. Hey, Raphael, welcome in. Hey, how many you paid for it? This copy of Pokemon Ruby, I actually got for free. I had it for years. A friend gave it to me with a bunch of other games. And I was surprised it worked. Because the cartridge is in very rough shape at this time. But I clean the pins as best I can, and if I don't push it in all the way, it works fine. The SP, actually, I recently bought. This was $130 to get an SP again. Game Boy Advance SP. This one I bought at a local game store for $130, as I just said. A little pricey, but when you're talking about a console that's like over 20 years old at this point, I think that's not terrible. Especially one with not the best screen. It's a little dirty right now, but there's definitely some dust trapped in between the layers. But it's an AGS 101. Was that the AGS 001? I can't remember which is the good model, but this one's fine for me. It's got a lithium-ion battery, the AGS 003. Labels aren't perfect, but it's not terribly scratched. Some light wear, little love. I recently bought this copy though. Same day I bought this one. This was $109, but it's got a fresh battery. The label's not bad. The pins are good overall. Definitely a well played copy, but also fairly well cared for. It just sucks that I bought this copy because I didn't think this one was going to work. And then I got it to work. And then even more infuriatingly, after spending 109 on this, the save file, it was still holding a save on it. And I was like, Jesus. So I didn't need to spend. Oh, I was so upset, man. The backlit one. Did the original one not have a backlight? If anything, I remember being able to change the brightness level. I remember being like, little bright, little brighter, little brighter. Like you press it 3 times like a lamp. Maybe I was wrong, though. Stubborn learn confusion. Hope your day is going well, Raphael. Right now, I'm just kind of grinding up. This is a new file. Let me see what Zagatha has. A full heal. I'll take it. Thank you, Zagatha. Currently, I was just trying to get my my little buggy here to evolve. I forgot which one it would be. So this one, Stubborn the Dustox. I called it Stubborn because out of my 5 Pokeballs that they start the game with, it took 4 of them. It ate up 4 Pokeballs on 4 health. It refused to stay in the ball. But I was like, I already threw 3 balls at you. I am not going to waste. I'm not going to kill you and only have 2 to go to another Pokemon. I am catching you or getting nothing. And then I caught it on that 4th ball and named it Stubborn. Starter, we went with Torchic, named it Nugget. Then Zigzagoon, or Zagatha, which is odd because I named it Zagatha before I checked and saw that it wasn't female. So misgendered the name, but I liked the name Zagatha. It's fine. We'll change it later. Then Ed the Poochyena, named it after one of the hyenas from The Lion King, the dumb one. Cybinthia, the Shroomish, which is a play on a mushroom term of psilocybin and Cybinthia. Then just simple Wingull the Wingull, kind of play on Miss Shell. Still need to beat Roxanne. Got to grind up a little bit. I think her Pokemon are like 14 and 15, so honestly don't have too much more to grind. I could stop here. I'm probably not going to use Stubborn that much because I can probably just one-shot it if I focus on Wingull. But I really just wanted to see an evolution. I actually thought it was going to be a few more levels. I thought it was like closer to when you hit 16. But I was thinking more Butterfree. All right, let's Pokemon. Let's get Wingull some love here because Wingull is going to be our main kind of carry through this rock gym. Oh, by the way, Hunter, I did get a notification for your video. I could pull it up while I'm playing, but I won't really be able to focus on it while I'm streaming and playing. I'll take a look later. Come on, just smash that A. Let's get this done. If I had been thinking a little bit more, with forethought as to like the next gym, I probably would have spent more time training Wingull instead of focusing on training my Shroomish. And I mean, Shroomish will help a lot too. And Torchic can be some help, but overall, I should have been focused on getting my Watermon closer to level for the first gym. I really wish my berries could grow though. So I guess there's one plus for buying this. But to be honest, I never really used berries. Like a lot of other people, they're big on the berry use. They're like, oh yeah, gotta go plant these berries, gotta get my berries for my battles. I never messed with making my Pokemon hold berries. If I was gonna make them hold something, it was gonna be a move boosting hold item or that's about it. If I needed to heal my mom, I would heal my mom. My mom was gonna die. My mom was gonna die. I just committed full on to whatever I felt needed to happen. It's like we're either switching or we're dying. It's okay. I'll go for the sack and never look back. Level 11. Can we learn a move? No, it's next level, I think. I think we get Peck next level. That's not really going to help me too much for Roseanne. Roseanne? Roxanne. Their Fierce Talo. A strong competitor, Cotton. Let's see what he has for us. Oh, you're dead, son. Oh, didn't want to use that, but it's fine. Really would love to have another direct attack other than Water Gun. But hey, at least Water Gun has plenty of PP. And just keep shooting little drops on people all day. It's not too much a difference. I don't know. It is fully charged anyway. I don't know why I'm so worried about limiting my battery usage. Plus, I have my charger at the ready if I need to plug it in, and we're ready at a moment's notice. So that's good too. A little rusted, but it's fine. The one I got with this SP, I don't know what's wrong with it, but it was like an ungodly amount of like resistance. Like I don't know if the plug's just a little fat or bent in some way, but it was just terribly hard to plug it in. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to fight to get this plug in here. It's supposed to be easy to just slide it in and charge. And then I went and dug through my drawers, found another one that is got a little bit of rust on it. You know, it's not the best, but it works, and it just slid right in and still charged. So yeah, they definitely tried to give me a bum charger, but at least they gave me a good SP. Pretty sure one peck could kill me right. Oh yes, we one shot. Let's fucking go. All right, let's go. Let's go heal. Not the best place to train. I wish I had access to a better patch of grass. I guess I could go past the gym. See what happens there. Yeah, let's go up here. Yeah, let's go train up here. Exploring a cave isn't like walking on a road. You never know when a wild Pokemon will appear. It's full of suspense. Okay. Did I ask? Just hella rude for no reason. Like you asked, you did ask. You interacted with me. You pressed A on me. You son of a bitch. So, yeah, whatever. I didn't ask though. Okay, video uploaded. I'm disappointed they were all fake cards, but on the other hand, they are pretty. Oh yeah, if you're buying cards on Alibaba, big no. But you know, if you're gonna buy games, as long as you know they're fake games and you're fine with that, if they play, they play. It isn't like Pokemon's making those old games accessible and still selling them. I can understand them being mad though, in some regard. Like, hey man, we want our money. It's like, okay, well, make this game available. Guarantee you, if you were to put this game on Switch, I'd buy it. Shit, I got Pokemon Crystal on my virtual console. Luckily, I moved it over from back from the eShop before they closed everything down, so I still have access to play Crystal. I'm probably gonna buy a physical copy of Crystal too. But I guarantee you, if they were like, "Hey, we just put up on the Nintendo eShop for the Switch, Pokemon Crystal," they could even sell it for like 30 to 45 bucks. I'd be like, that's a little steep, but you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I would. They could literally change nothing and just port the game over. Throw it up on the eShop or Nintendo Store, whichever you want to, whatever it's called, for 30 bucks. I would buy it. And I know a lot of people would easily buy it. Put it up, $29.99. Download now. I'd be like, hell yeah. Thank you. They just don't want this money, man. I don't know what's wrong with them. There's so many easy ways they can make money, but they're so focused on other crap that nobody's asking for. Like, who in their right mind asked for Pokemon Sleep? What the hell is that? I used it for a little bit, but no. No. I'm good, man. Just port over some old games. I will give you the same money that you got when I was a kid. Excuse me. We'll see. I don't know why I like to mash the amount of time. Da 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 da. Sometimes I'll swear, like if you can manage to tap it exactly on the bullet seeds and then match the last boom, you get a crit. It feels like it. I'm like, oh man, I hit it right and I got the crit. I hit it right like 3 times in a row and got 3 crits. And I was like, sick, awesome. I'm so good at tapping buttons. Oh, my back. Doctor says I need a backiotomy. Let me stretch for a second. Oh, yeah, that's a good stretch. Oh, there we go. Let's hydrate as well. Hey, T-Shmoo. What's happening, fam? Hope you're doing well. How things been on your side? I recently just bought this Advanced SP, as well as a copy of Sapphire. Fresh battery, fully working. However, I realized after getting this thing that I could, in fact, get my copy of Ruby to play, and the battery still worked. And so instead of playing the expensive $109 copy of Sapphire that I just bought, I'm playing through the copy of Ruby that has no internal clock working, so I can't grow berries, but the save file works, and I'm just playing through it a little bit. Right now, I'm just kind of grinding, trying to get some Pokemon ready for Roxanne, first gym. Let's see. You two, man, been board gaming a lot? Hey, nice. What board games you been playing? You know, some D&D, some Catan, Risk, Trouble, Sorry, Operation. What you been playing? Is it water on the knee? Operation. Oh, I should have caught that Ninkata. Oh well, we'll find another. Here, let's catch this Whismer if it doesn't immediately die. All right, let's try it. Whismer used uproar. E. The Whisper Pokemon. Well, then we will name it ASMR. Been playing quite a few, but Clank has been my obsession. Dice Throne is pretty fun. Clank. I'm not familiar with Clank. Can you explain how the game works? Or would it be too much typing? I'll look it up. Let me just look it up here now, actually. Curious. Clank, a deck building adventure. Oh, so it's like a more card game tabletop experience. All right. Looks like they have some other kind of expansions for it as well. Man, this game's like 8 years old. How have I not known about this? If it's like 8 years old, I feel like I would have seen it. Strange. Clank Catacombs is, yeah, that's one of the ones I just saw too. Really gives a roguelike vibe. Is a bit of typing, but I'll try. I'll need a sec. Hey, it's all right. I'm not gonna put you to task. Don't you dare, Talo. You don't catch these hands. My bug Pokemon are tough. Let's battle. You're gonna be crying because I've got a bird that's gonna eat your bugs. Poor little worm. The early bird gets you. Okay, schmacked. Now we'll just take a get Wingle ready. Got about 10 minutes, then I gotta get ready for therapy appointment. Hey, Hunter, hope it goes well. Hope you have some positive breakthroughs. Remember, progress is a process, and it all takes work and communication. Okay, no problem, Hunter. I should probably do some therapy myself, but I just tend to do my own self-therapizing. I'm pretty good at listening to myself sometimes when I remember to listen to myself. And I'm great at talking to myself already. So all I got to do is pay attention when I'm talking to myself and then be like, wait, is that really how you feel? Let's look at what you're saying and see what you want and see if the things you want really match up with the things you say to yourself. Are you verbalizing things unhealthily that don't actually mirror your wants and needs based on just hasty reactions to emotion? Hey, teach me, it's all up to you, man. If you know you need it, you'll do it. If you don't, you don't. Lately, I can't remember where I heard it. I think I was scrolling through shorts, and somebody said, if you're not changing it, you're choosing it. And I was like, yes, absolutely. Because I had already been going through that. And to hear that saying was like, yes, and I'm no longer choosing things. Or I am choosing things. Because there have been plenty of times I've been saying things that I wanted or wanted to do, but I wasn't putting in the work. Partially because I was so busy overindulging in my hobbies to distract myself from the important things that needed to be done, the important work that needed to be done. And especially when you have an obsessive personality and you're in a hobby that moves very fast, that is very much not healthy to be in if you have an obsessive personality or obsessive traits. It's really easy to get lost in distractions and make those things priorities. And then find yourself saying, man, I wish I could do this. Man, I wish I had this. I wish I had the money to spend for this. But you don't, you say those things, but you don't take time to reflect on, well, how am I spending my money? How am I spending my time? Do I actually have the ability to change some of the things? And you'll find you absolutely do, but you're caught in a loop of certain actions. And we're all habit forming beings to some degree. So if you're doing something too much, it's kind of hard to stop yourself and be like, hey, we can not do this, and that's okay too. We can do other things instead of this, and that's okay too. So I recently have kind of stepped back from pack ripping because I admitted to myself that while I am not addictive or have addictive personality traits for other things like drugs, alcohol, or definitely snacking. I've gotten better at self-discipline on the diet thing. There's a little hair on there. But like when it comes to Pokemon, there's definitely a habit forming and dopamine uh, searching response that I'm looking for that's similar to gambling. So I just had to take some time to admit to myself that I did have a problem. And it may not be as much as other people would spend, but for my budget, what I was spending on sealed packs to rip was not at all financially good for myself. It wasn't good for my well-being financially. I had no savings. I was actively saying, "Oh, I wish I had the money to get a new computer. I wish I had the money to fix this thing on my car. I wish I had the money to get a new fridge. I wish I had the money to get a new couch, to get new shelves, to get new furniture. I wish I could go get new clothes." And I had to remind myself, you can, you you will. Just stop buying cards all the time after you pay your bills and take care of important things. And granted, there was a lot of important things that I didn't want to face because they weren't as simple as solving with money. Some things had to do with, letting go in certain regards, letting go of old things, letting go of emotional attachments. Recently, I had to put down one of my cats, Chewy, and it's never a fun thing to do. He had not been doing well for a while. He had worms, and we had treated him for the worms, and he had gotten somewhat better, and I was feeling really optimistic that he would continue to get better. But the fact of the matter was, they had deteriorated his health more, and you can't heal from getting old. He was over 16 years old. He was just for cat years, that's like almost 90 years old or something. He was a 90-year-old man. And I would crack a tin of food and he would be there in an instant, ready to eat, meowing really loud. And that gave me hope that, okay, he's not so bad. And every day he got a little slower.
His reaction time got a little slower. His meows got quieter and raspier. His eyes were sinking in. He let me know when he didn't have the energy to keep it going anymore, and I'm glad that I didn't keep ignoring it longer. But I also feel selfish for extending it an extra month. I think it also had to do with I didn't want to have two different pets share the same death anniversary, because I had put my cat Margot down 2 years ago in February. I couldn't remember the day, but I I saw Chewy was not doing well, but it was also in the month of February, and I just didn't want to have the same month carry the weight of two losses. And he wasn't as bad then, so I just kept caring for him as best I can. And then yeah, just last week on the 13th, that was my last day with him. Sadly, I had to run errands that day, so I had my 2 hours in the morning, and then I actually had my mom take him into the vet because I couldn't go down myself. If if I had to go to the vet and physically be there again, it would be a lot harder for me to move on afterwards. I just didn't want to be there in that room again. I didn't want to have. I'm sad that I couldn't be there with him. Absolutely, but I also know I did everything I could for that boy. He had a beautiful long life. He had a healthy outdoor life. He was super strong for so many years, so beefy, so muscly. He was my beefy boy. I hated that he would fight other cats at the drop of a tail, like stupid fast, but I wish he wasn't so battle scarred in his face from fighting, but he was just very territorial. And I would tell him, "Hey, I don't want you fighting, but I can stop him." you know, uh, he was like the Mike Tyson of cats, man. He could take on a pit bull. He didn't because he was smarter than that, but I bet he could. I can grieve pretty well. I can move past losses. The only problem is I do better right after, but I know months from now, or especially next year from now, that's when it's really gonna hurt me. Is like, wow, it's been this long. I haven't had him every morning to greet me. That's see, I grieve really weird. I can be okay right after. I definitely have cried. I'm definitely a little teary eyed right now. But I can get through my day fine. I can still crack a joke and laugh and be happy, but when time has passed significantly and I remember how oh man, I haven't thought of him in a while now, that's when it's gonna fuck me up. That's when it's really gonna hit me. And I'm probably gonna have a big sad cry and take a full day to just not do anything and be sad. But I'll also know that, it's good that I can still live my life and go through a substantial amount of time, because that means that I'm capable of moving past these things. We still have our memories. The thing that's really actually harder on me is my other cats, because they grew so attached to Chewy. He was the leader. He was the main cat. And then they would fall in line behind him. So now they don't know what to do. And that hurts me way more, is thinking about Castor not knowing where he is, or why I'm only putting one food bowl down for her. Oh God, I can't keep thinking about these cats, man. It's gonna mess me up, brother. Whoo! Especially Mama. Mama, she met Chewie as a little kitten. She just wandered her way into the street one day, and Chewie was fixed. She wasn't. She was in heat. She had immediately marked on him. She wanted him to father her kittens and make a brood with him, and he couldn't reciprocate those feelings. But he took on the father figure role for her, and she was getting picked on by a lot of other cats on the block, and he would protect her. And now I'll go out, Mom. I'll know, like I'll put food down. She'll go to take a bite, but then she'll stop, and she'll look around, and she'll be like, "Is Chewie coming?" Because you crack a tin of food, that he was there. It was like you blink after cracking that tin, he was there, man. He was so fast. He was like, "I'm ready for food." You got tin. You shook a thing of treats. Boom, he was there. So yesterday I fed her and she refused to eat for like a full hour. She just sat with her back to the food, looking out at the street, anxiously looking for wherever he was going to come from, wherever he was going to pop out from. And I just kept sitting there going, "Mama, please eat. He's not coming, Mama. It's okay. Eat your food. You don't have to worry about Chewy stealing your food anymore," because he'd eat his food. He'd run over to her bowl, pull it away from her, start eating her food, and she would just let him eat it. He'd grab a few bites from her. He'd go over to Castor's bowl, rob a few bites from her. So I just try to do my best to crack a joke, even though they can't understand, and be like, "It's all right. Chewy's not coming to eat your food up anymore. You can enjoy your meal, Mama. Just eat your food." Ah, man. Ooh, we hurting. All right, let's yeah, we outspeed. Let's go heal. Man, I wish that Pokemon Center could heal all types of pain. Can it heal my heart? Is there free health care for therapy of loss? It's just bullet seed. Feed the birds. We'll feed our little birds. One of my coworkers' cats just had a litter of kittens, and she was trying to ask me if I. She's like, "Oh, you like cats, right? Because I heard you have cats. I know you said you have a few of them. But if you're looking for a kitten, I just has." And I was like, "Oh God, no! I can't take on another kitten right now, dude. No, 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 couldn't do it. I mean, part of me wanted to say yes so bad, but I can't. I can't, man. Although it would help. Oh, I feel like a kitten could certainly help the other cats have something new to focus on. Like they don't have Chewy around, but oh, look at this little baby, and this little baby has nothing, and we could be its whole world. Oh, a part of me wants to pick up one of those little kittens so bad. Especially since one of them is a little orange tabby, just like Mama. I was like, oh, we can bring Mama a new baby. Because that's another thing I feel bad about, is that Mama had 3 litters of kittens, like so close together, because she just kept getting taken by every cat on the street. And obviously we were not about to just have an entire brood going on in the street, so we had to capture and take all these kittens in to get rehomed, fixed and vetted, and find them homes. So she, for the longest time, wouldn't even let anyone pet her. We could feed her. I could put food out for her. Mom could come out of her house, put food down for him. She would come and eat. But if you got near her, especially after we had tried to catch and release her and all her kittens, she was not about trusting us ever again, especially after we had her fixed. So until very recently, when she could tell that I was caring for Chewy a lot and Chewy wanted to be more indoor over the past year, she had started to open up and trust me more. So now she'll let me pet her here and there, mostly before and after I feed her, or sometimes just because she'll come up to me and just sort of kind of display, put her back to me and be like, "You can pet me if you want." And I'm like, "Okay." She's even feigned interest on coming inside herself, but she rarely actually puts more than two paws inside. Also, apparently, female orange tabbies are very rare, so she's like a shiny. Oh, Zagatha already picked up something. I didn't know that. Similar to how most calico cats are 70% female, and male calicos are very rare. Apparently, it's just the opposite for orange tabby cats. Usually, most orange cats, like the orange tabbies, are all male, and finding a orange tabby that's female is extremely rare. So she's a very rare cat. I'll see y'all after therapy. Much love, dude, and good luck level of grinding. Yep, thank you, Hunter. We're pretty close. About one more level, and I'll be heading to Roxanne. I need. All right. About three more battles, and we'll be at 14 for Shroomish. More if I switch to the start, but we got to get Wingull up too. Man, I should probably check on Castor. I let her run around outside in the street earlier because she just kept meowing at the door. She just wanted to get out and get some sun, roll in the dirt. Oh my god. I moved my thumb up here because I had a notification at the top of my screen and I went to swipe it away, not on my actual phone, but like just uh. It was half right. So close. Let me just swipe up this notification. Oh man. See, I can be sad and distract myself. I can still laugh at being dumb. Now we're good, you know? I already feel my nose clearing up. Just gotta remember that changing and choosing quote goes just the same for grieving. You can't you can't move past things if you're spending all your time thinking about it. Doesn't mean you shouldn't reflect on things, but you just got to make sure what you're reflecting on is the right thing to think about. You can't think about how sad it is thinking about your other cats, wondering where he is. That's the wrong way to grieve. That is just, you're just building yourself a pity party, and you're putting on your party hat and blowing the saddest party noisemaker you can. You got to think about the happy things. Think about the happy memories. I'd rather think about the times I was mad at Chewy for fighting other cats, because at least I can remember him strong and healthy, beating the crap out of some other cat for eating his food on his porch. You gonna come up on my porch and eat my food and think you're just gonna sit there in my face and everything's all cool? Nah, homie. I'll chase you down the street. You ain't getting away from me. There's a tax you gotta pay. Here we go. That should push us to 14, I think. So a hair, dude. All right. I only risked that one because it was a Ninka. Really? Whose car alarm's going off outside my house? Shut that up. Thank you. Thank you. I know part of me wishes I didn't have to walk on eggshells at my own house about my neighbor being mad about one of my cats going into his backyard, because I do kind of miss having a cat who could just greet me as soon as I pull up to the house. Because like if I could leave Castor out when I pull up in my car, she'll walk up to my car door and greet me just the way Chewy used to, and that feels good. To before I even get in the house, have something come up and be like, "I love you. I missed you all day. Are you here home? Can I have treats? Can I have food? I missed you." That feels good. All right, we can go level 14. Okay, so now we just got to get Shroomish up. Let's swap here. God, my rheumatoid arthritis hurts just even hitting my D-pad. My thumb's bad, man. Take a little stretch break. Here, let's just pull it back for a second. I'm going to scoot this closer if I can. There we go. A little better. A little issue with glare, but you know. Well, then there's the ceiling fan. So it's either a ceiling fan or a little bit of my phone. Hitter. Shanghai. Let's heal some. Let's get some of that HP back. Should have maybe dropped the Leech Seed. I don't feel like running back all the way to the Pokemon Center. Do I have a potion? Just drop a potion. It's fine. Let's just go back. It's not that far. Literally right down over here. Should we just try now? We could probably take her. Well, let me at least hit 14. I could probably take her. Roxanne Annie ain't that hard. But I gotta have at least 2 Pokemon that are level 14. At least 2. She did. Alright, moving along. One more battle, we think. We'll hit 14. Oh, we already hit 14. I have not been paying attention. Well, already here. We're just gonna feed the bird some seeds. Just a little bit of seeds. Get another good stretch in. God, there's so many pets lost, man. There was a brown Pomeranian, a black Pomeranian. There was a Shih Tzu. Now I just got a notification on Ring for what was it an old tan Chihuahua that's wandering around? Not far from me either. Get critted. I'll feed you, baby bird. That time I swiped the notification away the proper way. Okay, I think we're more than ready to go crush Roxanne. We only really need like 2. And then I think if necessary and they take those out, my starter will be enough at 11 to finish off something else. Just got to decide if I'm going to lead with Shroomish or Wingull. I think I'll lead with Shroomish. So let me just make sure I got my team set up here. Yep, Shroomish in the lead. Let's see what Zagatha picked up. Another full heal. That's good. Hello, I am Roxanne, the Rustboro Pokemon Gym Leader. I became a gym leader so that I may apply what I learned at the Pokemon Trainer School in battle. Would you kindly demonstrate how you battle? And with which Pokemon? Yo, studious ad. I'll show you. I'm gonna learn you today. Sabinthia. First, drop a little Leech Seed. Ouch, ouch, ouch. A little bit of damage. It's fine. We can heal from it. Hit with a little Absorb. That's fine. You can boost your defense. I ain't scared of you. Krakatoa. Now we hit the Leech Seed heal. Yeah, of course you use the potion. All right, let's hit with a little Bullet Seed and hope. Yeah, that's enough. Even if we only hit twice. All right, Smithy, we're to level 15. Okay, same play. Set up the Leech Seed. Let's do a little Minecraft farm in here. Then we're going to smack this Nose Pass like we're looking for some diamond ore. Absorb. Yeah, I don't even need Wingull. But if for some reason this doesn't kill Nose Pass here, like if I only hit for 2 here, I'll switch to Wingull just to finish it off. But I'm pretty sure we're going to hit for 5 and crack this thing right now. Yep, hit for 5. Crack the Nose Pass. I understand. The Pokemon League's rules state that trainers are to be given this if they defeat a gym leader. Please accept the official Pokemon League Stone Badge. Man, the Bullet Seed FX, SFX really bring me back. Yeah, man. I don't think I've ever taught Bullet Seed to a Pokemon other than Shroomish. I always just, the first thing I do when I catch Shroomish is I teach a Bullet Seed. Because it was sort of like, I don't know where I had heard it from, but I remember it being like a signature move for Shroomish. Like it was just, that was just how it was. Everybody always said, "Oh, you teach it to Shroomish." I'm like, really? And they're like, "Yeah, that's like the best Pokemon to teach Bullet Seed to." And I was like, "Okay, I guess." They were like, "Unless you went with Trico for your starter, then like you could teach it Bullet Seed, but it learns better moves later anyway." And I was like, "All right." Right? What's done is done. Whoa, a breathtaking victory! Great, check your trainer card. The stone badge you got should be properly recorded on it. In other words, you've climbed the first step on the stairs to the championship. That's gotta feel awesome. It does, feels nice. One step towards greatness. That checks out, I think. Only picked Trico like once though, so it's been a while to say the least. Ooh. Get out of the way! I wasn't even in the way. Wait, please! Don't take my goods! Oh boy, what mess have we got ourselves into now? I don't think they go up this way. No, yeah, they go the other way. It's fine. Let's just save. Well, let's go to the Pokemon Center. We didn't get that hurt, but let's just touch up our Shroomish for being a victorious champion. All right, let's save here. As good a place as any. And I am going to end stream here. Eat some lunch. I have to force myself to start sorting bulk because I know a big part of my problems in getting things done that I say, like I said, if you're not changing, you're choosing. I always say, man, I got to get started sorting this bulk. I could make money if I just get this done and sort this bulk. I'm probably sitting on at least $400 to $500 a bulk, and probably a lot more, because I know I have more than I think I have. Because every time I look at it, I'm like, that's a lot more than I thought I had. Like, shit, man. I bought some boxes. We're just gonna start sorting these into boxes, getting it done. Find a place, because usually I'll find a place that is accepting bulk first, and then I'll start thinking about sorting it, and then put it off, and then that place isn't accepting bulk anymore. No, wrong process. We gotta sort it first, then find somebody, and then we'll immediately be ready to sell it right then. Just like, all right, now do I gotta ship it to you? How much is that gonna cost? Let me figure that out. Send it out. Wish me luck. I'm gonna eat lunch first though, because I had a light breakfast. Tishmu, you have a great day. Hunter, if you're still here lurking, I'm gonna watch your Alibaba video now, while I eat and get my food ready, sort some bulk, check out some other channels. Let me see if I have anybody. This message helpful review. What? Tishmu, it held your message for review, and all you typed was the word man with an asterisk. And YouTube held that for review? What? Man, men just can't do anything. We can't even be a man without being censored because misandry. Sheesh. Anyway. Tishmu, thanks for stopping by. Hunter, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate everybody else who stopped by. I'm trying to scroll back up. Miami Game Hunter, thanks for coming on by. Hope you're having a good day. Raphael, I hope you continue to have a great day. Ruwan, hope you had a great day. Pokeballer Alice, hope you have a great day. Anyone else who came through who didn't say anything in chat but slapped the like, I appreciate you as well. Trainer Glenn, hope you have a great one as well, homie. In case anyone watches back this later. Oh, one more good stretch. All right, guys, take care of yourselves. Hydrate. Don't ignore important things in your life. Tackle your issues, whether they be mental, physical, or just surrounding world issues, whether it takes, something you don't want to put the money into or put the time into because it's hard for you to face. Just start doing it. Put the cards down, put your hand on the steering wheel, and drive. All right, see you guys. As soon as I can end it, there we go. Bye bye.